So over the past few weeks, we have seen multiple things happen. First, President Biden he's decided to forgive student loan debt. That's going to help those that are lower income families and some middle income families. Another thing that's happened is Chinese economy is on the verge of simply collapsing. We also know gas prices are going down across the world and here in the United States. That's good news. But I warned you guys about something else. And I want to talk about this right now because this is actually starting to become more of a reality, not just speculation. Now, when I warned you guys about this a few weeks back, probably about a month ago, I said that this is potentially coming, that we gotta watch for it. Now, what is this? What is happening right now is there's multiple companies. Mazda is one, Honda is another one, Apple, another big company. These are all companies that are considering moving away from Chinese manufacturers and produce their products elsewhere. And the reason for this is because they're worried about multiple supply chain disruptions, not just from the issues we've seen over the past 2 years. That's not the reason why. The reason why is because, for one, China still has a zero COVID policy, and that's really causing concerns for companies like Apple, because what's happening is in a couple weeks, Apple's expected to announce their new iPhone 14, right? They're going to have their new unveiling. Well, what if they cannot produce Apple products? What if they can't produce the microprocessors that are needed in these products? What if they can't produce screens and chargers and everything in between? What happens then? Well, if the manufacturer gets shut down, Apple is screwed. Just look at a company like Tesla. Tesla requires and needs these lithium-ion batteries that are produced in China. These cars. You look at the plant in Shanghai and it gets shut down. Guess what? Tesla is stuck. They're going to rely on the plants across the world to produce all their cars? No, that's not going to happen. And so Tesla gets hit. They're not selling as many cars. They're not selling as much goods. So guess what? Their stock drops. Investors get a little bit worried, shaky, and they start pulling money out. Well, this means now Tesla is going to have a tough time developing new products. Tough time producing more cars, right? For research and development. Again, major issues. But it's not just because of China's zero COVID policy. Here's another one. According to multiple reports just this past week, China's stance on Taiwan is actually concerning to many companies, and honestly, it's concerning to nations as well. Because what's happening right now is what many countries are worried about is if China decides to invade Taiwan, what's going to happen is the United States is most likely going to jump in. Now, how they jump in or how we jump in, honestly, I don't know. Is it going to be just sanctions like we did with Russia? Are we going to provide military equipment to like we did with Ukraine? Or are we actually going to send troops to the ground? We don't know. That's something we'd have to find out. But again, hopefully this doesn't happen. But according to multiple companies, if the U.S. were to step in, this would cause international trade with China to come to a halt. This would cause manufacturing and shipping to come to a halt. If this happens, and again, this was my warning a few weeks ago, is get the products while you can. If you want a new Apple product, probably now is the time to get it. And I'm not recommending go and buy new things if you do not have the money, because chances are eventually prices are going to come down. But according to multiple companies, multiple presidents, CEOs, and vice presidents, even executives, they're all saying the same thing, that they are worried about what's happening in China. China's the worry. And so companies are actually pulling or considering moving manufacturing away from China. But here's the thing, and again, I don't just want to put this on these companies and China as well, but if, let's say, Apple decides to move manufacturing from China to another country, guess what? It's probably going to be a new manufacturing plant. And if it's new, chances are it means there's going to be some learning involved. There's going to be mistakes made. And if this happens, are we going to see a lack of products? And according to multiple reports, the answer is yes. we are going to see a lack of products. That means shelves are going to be bare. That means the prices of those products here within the United States are actually going to become more expensive. So again, is now the time to be buying these products? Chances are the answer is yes. But here's something else. One of the things that we've seen or actually heard about over the past probably 6 months is that President Biden and the White House have been highly considering removing the tariffs on Chinese goods. This was something that was done under former President Donald Trump and the Trump administration, but President Biden, he has made it very clear this is one of the things that's causing prices to actually be as expensive as they are, because we are charging tariffs on these products when they come into the United States. Well, if you remove them, products become less expensive. It will bring inflation down. That's good. The only problem there is now we are more reliant on China than ever before. However, according to multiple White House officials, they say due to the recent response with Taiwan from China, U.S. officials are now highly considering dropping this entire conversation. That we as a country are going to deal with high inflation, but we are not going to be 100% reliant on China anymore. At least that's according to multiple officials. Now, if this happens, let me just paint this picture for you. Chances of seeing products become less expensive, the chances of this happening actually drop. So we are going to have to pay more for these same products because they're coming from other countries, not just China, or they're being manufactured here within the United States, which is causing them to be a lot more expensive. So that's kind of where we're at this point. But again, I just wanted to warn you on this because this is something that I warned you on before, and I hate to say it, but it's looking like it's going to happen. Companies are going to pull out of China, just like companies pulled out of Russia. And when that happened, guess what? Many companies were hurt because they were not selling as many products. They were not producing as much product. And because of that, they were still paying high wages, yet they were not making money on the end because they weren't selling the products. So again, that's what's happening at this time. As always, as I know more, I promise, I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.